Yo, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to the Football Focus. One day I'm going to get one of these right. Yeah, sorry, Mike wasn't turning on for some reason. Anyway, how's everyone doing? If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Let's go. Anyway, there has been loads of talk. First of all, how's everyone's weekend going? Are you survived after that scare of a game on Saturday against Nottingham Forest? It was a wild game, but we'll get into that on the Premier League rundown later on in this live stream. But anyway, please let me know if I'm actually working because I just replugged my mic in. Anyway, anyway, let's keep going. There's been loads and loads of news for a left back. There's been 4 options. So there was originally 3 options, and then Fabrizio Romano came on the United stand earlier today and actually said there was a 4th option, and that might be, people are starting to think that 4th option is the dude from Brentford. I'm trying to get his actual name. Rico Henry. That's the one. Rico Henry from Brentford. That could be the 4th option that we are looking at for left back. There's Rico Henry. There is Marc Cucurella, Sergio Reguilon, and Marcos Alonso, which would be absolutely dreadful if we got Marcos Alonso. Yeah, guys, it's looking gnarly at the left back with Luke Shaw looking like he is going to be out until November. It's looking like maybe early December is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing between November and December is when Luke Shaw might return. So, and there's no really big updates going on with Malacia. Like I said on a video the other day, he has a knee injury. Don't know what kind of knee injury that is. But yeah, anyway, knee injuries can be anything, guys. Knee injuries could be 9 months, 6 months, 2 months. And there's no guarantee that those knee injuries ever come back the same way, because trust me, I know. Sorry, I'm just throwing out a text here. One sec. Anyway, but yeah, out of those 4 options, guys, which option would you like? I'm leaning towards Marc Cucurella. He was a well-established left back before he actually joined Chelsea. Did a very, very good job at Brighton. And yeah, but when he went to Chelsea, he's kind of, falling off a little bit. I don't know if that's due to the entire team falling off. All of Chelsea last year, I don't think there was a single player that really came out of it looking good. Maybe Thiago Silva. He was exceptionally bad. I won't lie. Marc Cucurella was kind of like, I would say he was almost like their version of Harry Maguire last season. But he was very, very good at Brighton. And Chelsea had to fight Man City for him. I don't know if that was just Man City also trying to hike the price up for Chelsea. I feel like they kind of did that with Harry Maguire to us. They said they were in for him, which drove the price up. We ended up buying him, and now we're kind of stuck with him. But yeah. Anyway, but I'm leaning towards Marc Cucurella. I think he is going to be the best option out of those 4. There could be maybe a 5th option. I'm hearing there was I listened to another podcast earlier, and someone mentioned a left back from Leicester. But to be honest, I'm not really interested in relegated left backs. To be honest, I want one that is ready to go in for the Premier League. Marcos Alonso, here we go. I just wanted to say a little bit on Marcos Alonso. First of all, I'm hearing that this one could be unlikely. He doesn't want to leave Barcelona, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to leave Barcelona either. I absolutely love Barcelona as a city. But yeah, I would not be happy with Marcos Alonso joining this club. Look, I was all about Mason, this is kind of tying with Mason Greenwood. I was all about, Mason Greenwood going. And it'd be kind of weird if we let someone like Mason Greenwood leave the club and then invite someone into the club along the lines of Marcos Alonso, who's had his fair share of troubles kind of killing somebody, or it was years ago, but it happened. It'd be just kind of weird. It's a bit iffy for me. He has a few weird stances on things. I'm not sure that would be a great PR thing for the club, and we know the club loves PR. But thankfully, it's looking unlikely that Marcos Alonso will be the one to join Manchester United on loan, and he would be the bottom of that list. I'd rather take the guy from Leicester than take Marcos Alonso, no offense. He's slow. He's not really a presser. He has a good shot and a good delivery, but I don't see him really fitting the way we play either. But yeah, out of the 4, he's at the bottom for me. Let me know what you guys think. There's loads and loads of left backs out there, but Fabrizio Romano did say we are going to bring a left back in. It's going to happen because this injury to Luke Shaw is looking pretty bad. So out of those 4, comment below which ones you'd like to see at the club out of those 4. For me, it's going to be Marc Cucurella all day long out of those 4. Reguilon is okay. I think we were in from when Jose was here. But yeah, that was a while ago. He's kind of also fallen off as a player. That didn't really have that bright spark like Marc Cucurella had. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below. And some more interesting news. I actually have some graphics for this, guys. Hold on one sec. Not really a graphic, but an image. Anyway, woohoo! Check this out, guys. I am upgrading my live streams here, one less fuck up at a time. Anyway, here we go. This one shocked the hell out of me. But you know what? The more I thought about it, the more I see that it makes sense. So, Scott McTominay swap. Yeah, we can use Shaw as a center back. And yeah, I wouldn't want Maguire on the left back role. I wouldn't even, that just sounds like a nightmare. That just sounds a nightmare. Though I did hear someone say we could use Shaw as a center back and use Marc Cucurella as our left back if he comes in, and that would just be a super out attacking defensive line there. I'm not sure how that would work out. But yeah, we got to get Maguire. The bottom line is Maguire will get out of this club. Maybe we'll have a little chat about Maguire once we finish this up, because there has been a bit of talk on Maguire, and we will get to that shortly after this. So sit tight about Maguire. We're going to talk about McTominay now, and this is going to be the most interesting news for Manchester United this entire weekend. Scott McTominay for Ryan Gravenberch swap. Apparently, Bayern Munich have always been admirers of Scott McTominay, and Thomas Tuchel likes Scott McTominay. It would be a straight swap. I don't think there's going to be any money involved. It doesn't say there's any, I can read it for you guys here. It says Manchester United are reportedly discussing a potential swap deal for Bayern Munich's defender Ryan Gravenberch. The agreement, according to Bild journalist Christian Falk. Now, Christian Falk, guys, is really hands-on with Bayern. I've seen interviews with him directly outside of Bayern's training. You could see Bayern training right behind him where he was conducting interviews. So he knows what he's talking about when he's speaking on Bayern Munich. So anyway, Christian Falk could see the Red Devils Academy graduate Scott McTominay move in the opposite direction. The 26-year-old has struggled to break into Erik ten Hag's starting lineup recently, being named in his first 11 10 times in the 24 Premier League appearances for the club during last season. So yeah, that would be an interesting one. But do you know what? The more I think about this, the more it makes sense to me. I think Scott McTominay would be really, really good in the Bundesliga. He's a hard worker. He's tough. They love those big, tall, strong type boys over there. I think in Bayern Munich he could do a very, very good job. I'm shocked that I'm saying that, to be honest. And I think that could be a decent move. But yeah, Scott McTominay could be on his way to Bayern Munich for a swap deal in Ryan Gravenberch. The more I say it, the funnier it gets. And Ryan Gravenberch, I think it makes sense for him to come. I see a lot of people, when I'm watching videos and watching other podcasts going, a lot of people are not enjoying this idea of Ryan Gravenberch. They see him as, I don't agree with this, seeing it as a Bayern Munich reject. Look, there's a lot of players that have joined clubs and it didn't work out. And when they get to their next club, it did work out. So I'm thinking guys like Kevin De Bruyne, Mo Salah, this all happened to them. Maybe Ryan Gravenberch just needs a switch into a place where he can play consistently, and the boss already knows him from his Ajax days. that's the kind of concerning part. I'm sick of kind of getting players that, Eric Ten Hag knows and has played with already, because I just feel like that's just in our entire team, maybe apart from 3 or 4 players. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, let me know, guys. What do you think about this McTominay trade? Do you think it's likely? I'm hearing that it could be very likely to happen. I'd keep an eye on this. This is going to take some time. It's going to be either straight swap loan deal. I don't know. But keep an eye on this week. There's going to be lots of movement happening this week. The deadline day ends on Friday night, I believe. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of shit happening on the. Yeah. I'm not. No, Christian. No, I'm not. So. I am not. I just think Gravenberch. It's Bayern Munich, man. They have a very tough midfield to break into, and I think he's a little bit less defensive maybe than McTominay, and Bayern Munich are looking for someone maybe a bit more defensive. I'm not worried about his form and fitness, man. He trains at Bayern Munich, and he actually Gravenberch actually played over the weekend and was okay. So it's not like he's not playing. So Thomas Tuchel is giving him minutes. It looks like maybe just to keep his fitness up for a possible loan or a sale. He's not just sitting on the sidelines right now. He was involved in football over the weekend. So I think his fitness will be just fine. I just, we don't have the only thing I'm worried about is we don't have the best record sometimes of players from Bundesliga, even though he hasn't played much coming here. But he knows Eric Ten Hag, and he did very well in that Ajax team. And I think he's the player that we need, the type of player that we need. We need that kind of 8 that has a bit of that defensive quality and knows how to put a pass forward. We need a proper 8, and I think Ryan Gravenberch can really suit that profile. He's a better footballer than McTominay, I think. So yeah, I think this is a great deal. Keep an eye on this. I think something's going to happen with Ryan Gravenberch. And speaking of something is going to happen, this one may not happen. Hold on, guys. Here we go again. Woo-hoo-hoo. There we go. Anyway, this is coming out from Italy as well. Fiorentina's midfielder Sofian Amrabat is unlikely to join Manchester United before the transfer window closes, according to the MEN. Can't really trust the MEN sometimes, guys. The Morocco international has been linked with United over the past couple of months, and Fabrizio Romano recently said that the midfielder is waiting for the club. And that was actually repeated today on the United stand, which I do enjoy watching, guys, so go ahead and watch that as well. He was on the United stand talking about Fabrizio Romano was talking about Amrabat again, and he did say that he's basically just sat there waiting. He's not training with Fiorentina. I don't think he will play for Fiorentina again. And he's just sitting there waiting to join Manchester United. Liverpool, I think, are also in on this, guys. They have some money to spend. And I believe if Amrabat starts to sniff or starts to get the sense that he is not coming to Manchester United, in come Liverpool. Also, you can have an eye on Atletico Madrid. They might as well be interested in bringing him in. But he only really wants to join Manchester United, but he's not going to, he won't sit and wait. If it happens, it's going to happen. He's been willing to wait this long already. He might wait a few more days, but as it gets closer to the deadline day, I'd expect him to start looking elsewhere. I think he already has his backup plans, backup clubs where he might want to go, and Liverpool or Atletico Madrid could be on that list, or I think they are on that list, to be honest. So, yeah, I think if we get, to be honest, I don't know if I see us getting Gravenberch and Amrabat unless we get rid of, we've got to get rid of Donny for sure. If we want Gravenberch, we've got to do McTominay as well. And I don't know who else we can really let go. There's Maguire. If he goes, we'd have to get another defender in. So that's a whole different thing. So it's looking by the day that that Amrabat is becoming less likely to join. I'm torn between him and Gravenberch. I think I'd rather have Amrabat than Gravenberch because I think Amrabat can do both what Gravenberch does and what Casemiro does, but on a little bit of a smaller scale maybe. He's a good backup for Casemiro and can also play alongside him. So I'd rather go for Amrabat than Gravenberch, but I'm not the boss here. Let's see what Eric Ten Hag wants. Let me know what you guys want. Is it Gravenberch or Amrabat for you guys? For me, I'm leaning towards Amrabat. I think he has that kind of steel that we need for the club at the moment. We need that steel in our midfield. And you know what? It's the bald head thing, guys. We're always those tough dudes. Just letting you guys know. It's just how it is. Anyway, Amrabat looking less likely by the day. Let me know what you guys think down below. Now, Harry Maguire. I'm not going to talk too much about this because I wasn't actually planning to, but it came to me during the stream. So let me just take this off real quick. Anyway, I think I mentioned the other day that Harry Maguire could still be on the move to West Ham. Now I'm hearing that this now might be a loan. And I don't think Eric Ten Hag will actually sanction this. I think they might be pitching a loan option to us for Maguire. But I think unless they're covering the full salary and maybe giving us a loan fee, I don't see Eric Ten Hag sanctioning this. So I'm hearing, I think Fabrizio Romano also said this today earlier on the Stand podcast, is that it's 80% Maguire stays, 20% he leaves. So there's still a chance, but it's looking less likely. I know that's probably not what everybody wanted to hear, but that literally came from Fabrizio Romano himself. And if you're questioning that, if you want me to link you the source on where he sent it to me, I can lend you that podcast to the United Stand, and he had a nice little interview with Mark Goldbridge on there. So go ahead and check it out. So anyway, 80% likely Maguire stays, 20% he leaves, and I could see him. He'd most likely have to leave in January. He'd have to. I'd be very shocked if he's going to be in the. I mean, it's Gareth Southgate, to be honest. No, I probably wouldn't be that shocked, but he shouldn't be in that squad for the internationals coming up. I think the weekend after next. It should be Levi Colwill in that spot. Maguire out of the squad. That will give him a little bit of a kick up the ass maybe to find a new club come January. He's going to have to wait until then if it doesn't happen now. So anyway, small chance that Maguire to West Ham still happens, but Fabrizio Romano did say 80% unlikely, 20% likely. Okay. So that's a bit of the news, guys. Let's do a little Premier League roundup. There's been some interesting fucking games this week. So Chelsea got their first win against the unbelievable, the mighty, the hardworking, free-scoring Luton Town, guys. 3-0. But I won't lie, Sterling looked very good this game. He's looking to kind of I think he's starting to look kind of back to where he was. He's playing with a bit more freedom. He's actually putting some goals away. So yeah, maybe a guy to keep an eye on when we play them. Let's keep an eye on what his form is like. But Chelsea, they're starting to play a bit better, starting to get those patterns of play in. And looking, it was against Luton. It was. They did get their ass kicked by West Ham and, drew with Liverpool. So we'll see what happens, guys. They do look improved from what they did last year, but still, it's only Luton. Another interesting game, a very actually interesting game, was the I'm going to finish on the United game, guys, was the I was watching Newcastle versus Liverpool, and I had Newcastle down to win that game, guys. And I had them down to win even more once Virgil van Dijk went off and they went up 1-0. I don't know what happened. They I guess the moment kind of got to them. They capitulated a bit. I still have, I put Newcastle. If you guys go watch my Premier League predictions, I did have Newcastle finishing second this year. I did that almost as a joke, but I'm still gonna stand by it, dude. Liverpool look good. I hate to say it, they look all right. The fact that they won, I thought that was I thought the first goal was extremely lucky that Liverpool got. I don't know what the hell Kieran Trippier was doing, but yeah, I think I think Newcastle will get it together. There's a couple hiccups over the last couple games, but I think they will still finish top four, guys. That was a wild game. The last like 10 minutes was just a wild game. And who knew? I guess Darwin Nunez couldn't hit the goal sometimes. He ain't kicking it, giving souvenirs away to the crowd. So as much as I hate it, that was an exciting end of the game, guys. Anybody watch these games? I watch these games, guys. I do like watching other games just to see how our opponents line up and just, I don't just like to watch football. So yeah, that was a fun game, guys. Newcastle, Liverpool. Now, another one, Aston Villa, dude. Aston Villa. Looking good. Okay, they did get their ass kicked on day one. I'll take that. I don't think that's a big deal. But I think Unai Emery is up there right after Pep on points won since he's joined the league. I think he's second. He's doing some shit there, man. When we play them, man, I'm going to be a bit nervous, dude. They look like real deal. They had a really good outing in Europe. I think they're in the Conference League. I think they'll win the Conference League this year. I have no doubt that Aston Villa could win this Conference League. They absolutely wiped the floor with, I think it was Hibernian, and I think that caused them to fire their manager actually over this weekend. Yeah, Aston Villa came out, absolutely dominated this game, and they just look crazy. I just wish we got Moussa Diaby, man. Do you know how sick? Can we trade Anthony for Moussa Diaby? Sick. Man, Moussa Diaby is my dude. Anyway, Aston Villa looking better by the week, guys. Circle that one on our fixtures. And there's also been rumors, I think Philip Coutinho could be going to Saudi Arabia. I just read an article about Saudi Arabia coming in for him. So they could be getting some Saudi cash and investing that even, in more players, guys. Maybe in more into their defense, because I think they might have lost Mings for a bit. So they could be signing another defender. And that's just going to bolster Aston Villa even more. And the last one, well, actually, no. I wanted to talk about this game, guys. This was West Ham. What the hell is West Ham doing? Did someone tell West Ham they're not supposed to be top of the league or second in the league right now? I do think City are top, but someone tell West Ham to calm the fuck down and stop winning games with 20% possession. They went away to Brighton this weekend and absolutely hammered Brighton. It reminded me of that time where, when Mourinho, I think it was against City, I think it was when we played against City, it was like, they can have the ball, we'll take 3 points. That was that performance from West Ham. I think they had 22% possession. The rest was Brighton. But I think they won, was it 3-0? 3-1? I can't remember. But yeah, I know there's 3 goals from West Ham. Absolutely just crushing it. They did the same thing to Chelsea. Yeah, that's probably the most surprising game of the weekend for me was West Ham. Wow, yeah, I think they'll start to fall off once they get into Europa League, but we'll see, man. They're playing very well together. You give Arsenal Declan Rice, you see Arsenal fall off a bit, and West Ham just goes up. I was chatting to that with an Arsenal friend of mine, seeing as West Ham gave them their worst player. Just a bit of banter, guys. Don't get that pissed off. Anyway, West Ham absolutely tearing it up right now. Now, just a quick run through because I didn't do the a match review of the Manchester United and Nottingham Forest game, so I'll do like a quick 2-minute review here. I almost stopped watching after 5 minutes, guys. The second goal was all luck. The first goal was in absolute insanity from our team. Whoever let Rashford be the last man, and Rashford absolutely getting beaten off the ball like that by Awoniyi. Awoniyi, that's his name. Totally said it wrong. And then the kind of comical error from look, it's going to happen, but I didn't think those type of errors will happen from Onana. But I just do think he was anticipating the shot going to his right, just being absolutely blasted, which caused him to fall back and scoot over to the left. So I don't really see it as comical. It looked funny, but I don't think it was as comical as people are making out to be. Other than that, I think he did fine. He couldn't do anything about the second goal. That one was just pure luck. It literally hit Boley in the face and went in. But from there on, guys, I thought we did control the game pretty well. They had their moments. I think every team will have their moments against us this year until we can really get our midfield. And it's going to take some time with Onana and our defense just to understand each other on how everyone's playing. So teams are going to have their chances against us. The thing is, we're still coming out on top. I do worry about next week, but let's get there when we get there. We're still coming out with wins, guys. We got 6 points out of 9, which is not a bad start. The first goal was all right. Is the second goal, guys. The second goal for me was something, and I've been telling some people this was, you can agree to disagree, was a work of art, something they worked on the training field and translated into a game. It was absolutely beautiful to me. I love that whole set play design. I absolutely love that goal. I thought it was a beautiful piece of work. But yeah, I thought we played well for, I would say, about 60% of the game. The last 10, 15 minutes, it was weird after they lost. They went down a man. I don't get why we go up and they go down a man and we tend to sit back and let them pressure us. We need to really start grabbing control. That's my only concern of these games. When we go ahead, we need to grab the ball and grab control and stop giving other teams life. We need to suffocate them. We need to get at least one more goal and hold the ball. Do what City do, really. Just suffocate them. Just hold the ball with possession so they cannot do a thing. We just struggle with that. I don't know if we have the players to really hold the ball like that. And maybe Eric Ten Hag, I've heard that. Do you want me to look it up right now? I can look it up. Let me see. Sorry, let me just finish this real quick. But yeah, we just need to hold the ball better and stop giving teams life in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game when we are up. And by the way, guys, that was a penalty on Rashford. I'll argue it any day. Was it soft? Maybe not the softest, but there was some contact. It was a penalty. Anyway, in the chat, there's Real Madrid. Are we offering Anthony Martial to Real Madrid? I don't think that's true, guys. Let's see. Oops. Typed in the wrong. I don't think it's true. Let's see. Oh, it's coming. It's coming from the Sun, guys. Yeah, the Daily Mail on loan. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I honestly don't think that'd be a good idea if we let him go to Real Madrid. We have one striker and he's injured right now, so we need someone to play striker so we can keep Rashford on the left. I don't see that happening, guys. I don't know. Anthony Martial to Real Madrid? Let me know down in the comments. I don't see that happening. I don't see it being likely at all. But yeah, guys, anyway, that's going to be the football focus today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the news. Now that the season is starting, guys, I'll be doing more like top 5 things. I'll probably be doing a one last transfer top 5 before we finish the transfer window this Friday. So look for that maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. And yeah, keep an eye on that. We'll do a lot more focus videos on players as well that we could maybe bring in January or next summer. But for now, don't forget to like.